Hello, students. Now, today we are going to start the new subject in third semester, that is Electrical Machine 1. Now, first of all, the Electrical Machine 1 is the important subject of electrical engineering after the power system. So, we can say the two main subjects are there, that is power system and electrical machine. Now, first of all, what we are going to study, that is the Electrical Machine 1. Now, electrical machines is basically the whole subject, but we categorize into one and two parts. One part it totally deals with the DC. DC means direct current. If we talk about the electrical power supply, so we can say there are two types of power supply. One is the direct current, that is the current whose magnitude and phase does not change with respect to time, we can say, and we can say that there is no phase angle. We can also say that in a simple manner or layman manner. And if we talk about the second part, that is the alternating current. So alternating current is the current whose magnitude and phase changes with respect to time. So if I'm talking about the time, so time is there, okay, and phase is there, means phase is there and magnitude is there. But if I'm talking about the DC, so only magnitude is there. That is why we called as in DC we say always 5 volt. But if we talk about AC, we can say 5 volt and 0 degree angle. So that is AC and DC. So if I'm talking about the electrical machine, so electrical machines having two parts, electrical machine 1 and electrical machine 2. Now electrical machine 1 is totally deals with the direct current. In this direct current, we can say that we having rotating machines and non-rotating machines. If I am talking about the rotating machines, so we categorize into two parts. One is the generator, another one is the motor. And if we're talking about non-rotating machine, that is transformer. And in whole manner, we can say that the electrical rotating electrical machines are those machine which is capable to convert one form of energy to the another form. Means the device which is used to convert electrical energy into mechanical energy and vice versa. So I am taking an example for generator. So generator is an electrical machine, but convert what? Convert mechanical power into electrical power. And if I am talking about the motor, that is the vice versa, convert electrical power into mechanical power. So this is about the electrical machine. But the thing is that if I am going to start the subject, so we have to go through the basic. So the unit one is totally deals with the basic, that is magnetic circuit. Because if we convert from one form to the another form, for example, we want to convert electrical energy to the mechanical energy and vice versa, then we need a coupling circuit, and that coupling circuit is known as magnetic circuit. Okay, so that magnetic circuit is the basic part of the machine, we can say that. So the unit one is totally deals with the magnetic circuit. So this is the subject name. Now if we talk about the course objective, now this is your electrical machine course. So if I'm talking about the course objective, so first is the help the learner to understand basic principle and operation of energy conversion principle. Now if I'm talking about the energy conversion means I'm talking energy means electrical to mechanical or mechanical to electrical. So I'm converting from one form to another and another form to one form. We can say electrical to mechanical and mechanical to electrical. So that comes in the category of electromechanical energy conversion. So that is the first one. Now second is understand the DC machines. As I earlier told you, the DC machine categorized into two parts, rotating and non-rotating. So construction, armature windings, electromotive force, that is EMF, and torque equations. Starting, how can we start them? Speed control and braking of DC motor. Third one is understand the generator and motor mode of operations, armature reaction, commutation, characteristics of DC motor. Next, understand the principle of operation of transformer. Okay, as I earlier told you, rotating and non-rotating. So rotating is the previous one, non-rotating is this one, that is transformer. Learn about the different type of connection in polyphase transformer, because transformer again have two type, single phase and three phase. So in three phase we can call this polyphase. Make student familiar with the DC electromagnetic conversion devices, their structures and working, such that the student can use them easily in the industry afterward. So these are the basics, but if we apply in the practical form, so we have to know the basics that we can easily apply in the practical. Now, next is the course outcome. Explain principles of electromechanical energy conversion, armature reaction, parallel operation, speed control of DC motor, voltage regulation, effect of frequency, parallel operation, then various types of DC electrical machine in the industry, means use in industry. Okay. Next, the nature of a magnetic field. If I'm talking about the electromechanical energy conversion, so students, electromechanical energy conversion cannot be possible with the help of coupling circuit. That coupling circuit in this machine is known as magnetic field or magnetic circuit. Okay, so magnetism is there, magnetic circuit is there. So try to understand what is it here. Now if I'm talking about the magnetism, so magnetism is what? Force of attraction or repulsion. Now in the previous, or we can say our uh, school classes, we can say in the school, in the classes which we studied in the school, basically we know that magnetic we can identify with the help of attraction or repulsion, means poles, we can say magnetic poles. If two opposite poles are there, means they attract each other. If I'm saying the same poles are there, they repel each other. So the force of attraction or repulsion that acts between magnets and other magnetic material, so we can say that is the magnetism. That is what? That is the magnetism. Now flux lines. Flux lines basically we can say the show direction and intensity. It basically shows with the help of direction. How can we show them? And intensity. How intensity we can find at the point, at all the points C. See in this diagram we having one magnet, another one magnet, means two magnets are there. See, this is the south pole, this is the north pole. This is the south north pole, this is the south pole. So if I am talking about the south to north pole, we having the what? Attraction is there. If I am talking about the north to south pole, again attraction is there. If I am taking in the same direction, then we can say it is repulsion. So we can say here field is the strongest at poles. Where the field is strong? Opposite, means north to south and south to north. See here, this is the north to south and again south to north. These are the flux, basically flux line. See here, that shows you the attraction, but in this diagram that shows you the repulsion. How they are showing the repulsion? See here, this is north, this is south. So north pole to south pole attraction, but south to south repulsion, means repel each other. So opposite poles attract, but same poles repels. We can say in the short form. Understand? Now move forward. We having the ferromagnetic material. Now we can say that we having two types of material, ferromagnetic and electromagnetic. But if we want to make it this, so attract by the magnets, we can say that the what are they? Basically they attract by the magnets. And what they are doing, basically they provide an easy path for magnetic flux, means if you want a magnetic flux path, so they will provide you in easy manner. Okay, very easily we can find the path for it. The examples are iron, nickel, cobalt, and their alloys. We can say the magnetic materials, or we can say the ferromagnetic materials, are those which having the metal. Metals are the good magnetic material, we can say in simple way. So here iron is there, nickel is there, cobalt is there, and their alloys. If I'm talking about the non-magnetic material, means there are no attraction or repulsion property in this. So we can they say that these are plastic, wood, and glass. What are they? They are plastic, wood, and glass. Next, have no effect on the field. Okay, see here. If plastic is there, we'll find no effect. See, no effect. The flux lines and passing through it. No attraction, no repulsion is there. If I place a soft iron piece, now the lines are changing. See here. Why is it so? Because it is a metal. So it work like a ferromagnetic material. We can make a ferromagnetic material here. Okay. So we having the ferromagnetic material and we placed only a soft iron here. Okay. Then next we having the ferromagnetic material. Now, if I'm talking about the application, now we all know that nowadays we are listening so many music and so many things. We need a loudspeaker, we need a earphone, then speaker are there. If we found in TV we having a speaker, in laptop we having a speaker, in mobile we having a speaker. So if I'm talking about the speaker, so in this speaker we having the magnetic material, means magnetic part. See here, voice coils, if I am talking about this figure, speaker cone is there, these are the magnet. See, ns, magnetic flux. Okay, so here magnetic cap, this is the intense field and this is the magnet. So in loudspeaker we having the application of magnet, we can say that. Okay, understand or not? Now, what is electromagnetism? First of all, the two things are there. Electromagnetism means electrical plus magnetical, we can say magnetism. So that the in combination we can call as electromagnetism. So many application of magnetism involve magnetic effect due to electric currents. So if I'm talking about the very basic principle, that is Biot-Savart law, that tells you basically if we provide or if we flow current in the coil, due to that current what will happen, we'll found the magnetic field surround it. Okay, magnetic field surround it, and that is due to the coil, because in coil we having a inductance, that is L, and L is proportional to I, and L is equals to phi I. Phi is what? Flux. So we can say in coil is capable to introduce the flux. In resistor or in capacitor we can't able to generate flux, but in coil we are capable, due to the inductance of that, we can generate the flux very easily. That is why in machines or where we want to generate a magnetic field, we need a coil, L. In short form we can say L. Understand? Now the many application of magnetism involve magnetic effect due to electric current. So what is it here? Basically this is the coil and we are providing the current. Due to this current what will happen? The flux will generate. See here, phi, that is Biot-Savart law, basic. Now, very basically, direction of magnetic field may be determined by the right hand rule. We can determine what? With the help of right hand rule. This is your right hand rule. Okay, this is your sum and this is the hand, means if current is there, then we'll found flux around it, means current direction is there, we found the flux around it. Okay, that is your right hand rule. And we can also place your right hand around the conductor with your thumb in the direction of the current, means in the direction of current we found thumb, and the fingerings we shows you the direction, magnetic field direction. See here, your finger will point in the direction of the magnetic field. So we can say it is a very basic law, how to understand, how to remember the magnetism, electromagnetism. Okay, understand? Now next, rules for coils. What are the rules for coils? Basically, the curl fingers of right hand around coil in the direction of the current. Curl fingers means we having a curl of right hand around coil in the direction of the current. That shows you the direction, but the curl shows you the magnetic flux basically. Now the thumb will point in direction of the field. Thumb will the point of the direction of the field. See, this is the basic diagram of transformer. If I want to tell you that you have, I think so you have already studied in the school level classes, we can say 12th or 10th. The transformer is a very major or main equipment of electrical system, electrical power supply system we can say, or power system we can also say that. So in transformer we having a core, on that core we having a windings wound. So that is the winding, that are basically the turns of winding, primary and secondary will be there. So winding are of two, but turns are many. So we can say here these are the turns. But if I am giving the current here, what will happen? You will find a flux there as per the hand rule, and that flux will be in the revolving nature because we are giving AC, that is alternating current. If alternating current is there, we always say phi is proportional to I. If current is in the alternating nature, then what will happen? You will find the flux is also alternating nature. So flux will move. Okay. So here we having the primary, another one we having the secondary winding. Understand? So this is the flux linkage. Okay. We can understand with the help of this. That is the your transformer construction. Core is there. We having a winding, and in this winding we basically give the current, we provide the current, we flow the current. With the help of this current, what will happen? Flux will generate, and this flux will totally depend on the current through which it's basically generated or produced or induced. If that current is in the nature of DC, that it will be the DC. But if it is in the nature of AC, that is alternating current, so you'll find the alternating flux in nature. Okay, understand? Now, magnetic flux and magnetic flux density. These are some important terms we can say. If we want to find out, we can also identify the flux or flux density with the help of flux density or flux. We can say that it is a magnetic field. If I'm talking about the analogy of with the electric field, or we can say electric circuit. So if I'm talking about the electric circuit, so in electrical circuit we always try to say that current, resistance, voltage, whatever it is. But in this in this magnetic field, we always say that flux, flux density, reluctance, so many things are there, but they are analogy. Why they are analogy? Because in we can say electrical circuit, we used to say that EMF, electromotive force. But in this magnetic field, we say that MMF, magnetomotive force. But in electrical field, we say that voltage. But here we say it as flux, or we can say flux is there. Current is there. Here we are having the flux density again. Okay, understand? Here in the electrical field, we say that resistance. But if I'm talking about the magnetic field, we say reluctance. We use term reluctance. Okay, now flux, total number of lines. The number of lines here we are showing. See, I'm coming to the back. These are the lines. So this is known as the flux lines. Okay, so that is your magnetic flux lines. Here, flux phi, total number of lines. We can say flux density is what? Is basically the ratio of flux to the area. Okay, area. Now, number of lines per unit area, we can say the unit of flux are wavers, WV. We can say that wavers. Okay, area is measured in square meters, that is meter square. Okay, area means flux in the waver and area in the meter. So waver per meter, we can say. Unit for flux density is waver per meter square or Teslas. So we can also call it as waver per meter square or Teslas, that is T. Now 1 Tesla is equals to 10,000 Gauss. Okay, so we can also convert into the Gauss. If we found, for example, the flux density is 2 Tesla. So if anyone asks you about converting into Gauss, so you can say that 20,000 Gauss. Okay, so B may also be measured in Gauss, which we will work only with Teslas. Now, if I'm talking about the electrical thing, or we can say the electrical part, we always used to say that the B always measured in Tesla, or always the unit of B is Tesla, that is T. So see here a piece is there, iron piece we can say. Now here, that is the area, and that is the flux line. These are the flux line, the lines which we are finding, that is flux line, and the area of this is, that is A, represented by A. So we can say that B is equals to phi upon A. What is it? B is equals to phi upon A. Understand? Okay, so that shows you the flux density of flux. Now here is the example, magnetic flux and flux density. If you want to calculate here, now the given flux density as cross section 1 is B1 is equals to 0.4 Tesla. 0.4 Tesla means 4,000 Gauss, we can say. Determine B2. Now determine what? Determine B2. B1 is the flux density of cross section 1 and B2 is the flux density of cross section 2. Here it is shown in the diagram. Flux is there, but here the area is this one, and this is the A2 area. There is a rectangular structure, and or in rectangle we know that the two opposite sides are equal each other. Opposite side, not all sides are equal. If I'm talking about the square, so we can say that the all sides are equal, but in rectangle two opposite sides are equal. So this one and this one are equal, this one and this one are equal, but this one and this one are not equal. Okay, so here we know that phi is equals to B1 into A1 is equals to B2 into A2. Okay, understand or not? Okay, so here we know that phi is equals to b1 into a1, that is 0.4 t, and area is given to, that is 2 into 10 raised to power minus 2 meter square. This will give you the 0.8 10 raised to the power minus 2 Weber. Since all flux is confined to the core, now flux remains same, flux remain same, but the area is different, so density will be different. What I want to say you in this numerical, and through this numerical what we can identify, that flux will remain same, flux remains same, but area is different, so what we can say, the density is different. See here, now is confined to the core, the flux at cross section 2 is same as the cross section 1, therefore we can calculate b2 is equals to phi by a2 as per the formula. Here it is pi by a, so here b2 is equals to phi by a2, because flux remains same but area is different, so we are having 0.8 t, that is Tesla. Okay, b2. Why b2? Because b1 is already given to you, that is 0.4 t, means 4000 Gauss. Here it is 0.8 t, that is 8000 Gauss. So with this formula we can easily calculate. Okay, I am repeating again this one. Here in this diagram it is a rectangle, so rectangle means opposite two sides are equal. This is not square, two opposite sides equal, so this having same area, this portion having same area, this portion having same area, and this portion having the same area. Okay, understand? So same area is there, so uh, this area and this area is same, but this portion area and this portion, or we can say this area, is different. So from the one area, first area a1, we can calculate the phi. Now phi is same to the whole circuit, fluxes remain same to the whole because confined to the core, but area is different. So for the second area we having this area, it is already given in the figure, so we can multiply this with the help of divide with the help of this one, phi by a2. So phi is already given to you, a2 is already given in the figure, we can calculate the value, that is 0.8 t. Understand? Understand or not? Okay, now if I am talking about the magnetic circuits, so magnetic circuits basically found in where? Motors. As I earlier told you, motor is a device which is used to convert electrical power into mechanical power. If we want mechanical power, then we need a motor. Okay, we need a motor. That is the example of motor is there in our houses. We having motor in chimney, we having motor in RO, we having motor in washing machine, we having monoblock water, that is also known as water lifting motor. So many applications are there. So what they are doing, basically they are doing the mechanical work. Okay, second is the generators. Generators is basically used to generate, the word come from generate. Basically what are generator? Generator is used to convert mechanical power into electrical power. Okay, next is the speakers. As I earlier told you, speakers. Fourth is the transformers. Transformer is basically used for the transform, means transfer the energy from one circuit to another circuit without changing its frequency but changing the voltage level. So if we want to change the level of voltage and current, we use transformer. But if we want to convert one from to another, here we are using motors and generators, not transformer. It is very basic. Understand this. Okay. Now magnetic fields can be created by electric current and permanent magnet. As I earlier told you, permanent magnet is there, then you'll find the flux lines always, means permanently. But if I am talking about the electromagnets, so in electromagnets we can do what? We can generate the magnetic field with the help of electric current. Okay. Magnetic strip containing information, for example used in bank, in ATM cards, we having library cards in some library, we can say magnetic pattern and code information. So these are the magnetic strip. Basically reader see verifying the magnetic field with the help of magnetic field, they verifies basically what it does. Induce a voltage in the pickup winding, the pickup winding where we basically swap that card or move that card, that basically pick up it. Voltage is amplified and sent to decoding circuitry. Decoding circuit is there. MRI machines also uses this. create intense field. So this is the about the magnetic circuit. So these are the some basic multiple choice questions for you. What is MMF? What is MMF? Basically a full form. As I earlier told you what is MMF, so you have to do it. Second is the ampere turns are. Ampere turns basically in the coil, ampere and turns. It is suggested by the names. The ferromagnetic material have a relative permeability. Relative permeability is there. Next is the uniform magnetic field is. If I'm talking about the uniform magnetic field, then what is it basically? Which type of field we having? So that is the uniform magnetic field. Next is what happens to MMF when the magnetic flux decreases. Okay, so you have to do it. The magnetic flux density is directly proportional to the magnetic field intensity. It is depend on you. You have to do it. State true and false. Only true and false is there. Now the electrical machine follow which law? If I'm talking about the electrical machine, so electrical machine follows some laws. So which type of law? That is the basic question. Next, BH curve means density and intensity curve shows the relationship. Shows the relationship in between which? Basically, density and intensity shows the relation. Is not constant for, okay, and we having a curve. We having a curve is known as, or which we want to determine it. For what we have to determine this? So you have to do this. These are the some MCQ, or we can say multiple choice questions. Now next, reference book. If I'm talking about these, some reference books are there for you. First is the A. Fitzgerald, Kingsley Jr. and Humans, Electrical Machinery. That is the 6th edition, Tata McGraw-Hill, International Student 2002. So it was published in 2002. It is a very good book, or a very, we can say, this is a foreign author book and very good, having a very good content in this. So you can just go through it. Next is Kothari and Nagarath, Electrical Machine. That is Tata McGraw-Hill again, published in 2004. Next, we're having the MGC. This is for the design of AC machines. So some machinery part you can also understand in this. Then we're having the R.K. Srivastava, Electrical Machine, Teenage Learning. Okay, it was published in 2013. Next, P.S. Bhimra. It is also a very good book. You'll find a very elaborative transformer unit or transformer chapter in this book. It tells you the all part deals with the transformer. So it is very good for the transformer. Other machinery part also, but you can also understand through the for the transformer. You can also read this book. Okay, Stephen J. Chapman, Electrical Machinery Fundamentals, McGraw-Hill, published in 2001. It is also a very good book. Hussein Ashfaq is very good book again. Electrical Machine. Dhanpat Rai Sons is the publisher, and 2013 is published. Gopal K. Dubey is also a very good book, Fundamental of Electrical Drives. We can also go through it. So in this, because we use DC machine for the drive purpose, so we can go through it. Then we having Alexander S. Theory of Alternating Current Machinery. That is the 2nd edition, Tata McGraw-Hill, 1983. So these are the some reference books are there. So in the last, I want to summarize this thing, that if I am talking about the electrical machinery, so electrical machinery combined into two parts, 1 and 2. One deals with the DC machines, or we can say DC part. Second deals with the AC, that is alternating current part. So if I'm talking about the DC, in DC we having motor, generator, transformers. So motor comes in DC motor category, generator is DC generator, and transformer having two parts, single phase and three phase, because transformer only works on AC, not on DC. So that is not the DC part, but that is a part of machine, and that is the non-rotating machine. Okay, but if I'm talking about the rotating part, so rotating machines are AC and DC. Okay, so AC machines, induction and non-induction, that is synchronous, that comes in the category of basically electrical machine 2. But if I'm talking about the electrical machine 1, so that is in the category of DC machines. So motor, generator and transformers. But if I'm going through the motor, generator, transformer, so we have to understand the first basic. So that basic is the magnetic circuit. So in this lecture 1, I told you or taught you about the basic thing. Basic thing means density, intensity, magnetic flux, means magnetic circuit. So unit 1 is totally deals with the magnetic circuit. So in later lectures we are going to study more about the magnetic circuit, their relations, analogy, types of magnetic circuits, series or parallel, we can say. Then we having the magnetic electromagnetic conversion, because we want to convert from one form to another. So these are going to these are we are going to study in the next lecture later on. Now these are the MCQs, just go through it and try to solve it. Okay, multiple choice question for you. You'll find in the competitive exam also these type of question. Okay, and these are the references, so you can just go through. These books are available in the library. And okay, library, in library you found. And later on I'll also send you the notes also. You found in the note, you will find this whole thing in the notes also. So this, the lecture 1 totally deals with the magnetic circuit. Hope you understand all these thing. If you have any query, you can talk to me, or you can ask to me regarding this. Okay students, thank you for this.